As Logan and Victoria left Sister Sadia's house, neither of them said much at first. The evening had not gone exactly as either of them expected. Victoria walked toward her vehicle while Logan headed for his own. Before getting inside, they exchanged a brief smile and agreed to meet at Victoria's house for dessert before calling it a night. As they drove, both found themselves replaying the events of the evening. Victoria could not shake the image of Sister Sadia placing her hand on Logan's chest and speaking as though she wasn't even there. She had tried to remain gracious, but the entire interaction had left her with questions. Meanwhile, Logan found himself thinking about Victoria. He knew she had noticed the exchange. He also knew there were things she wanted answers to, especially concerning the conversation he had shared with Pastor earlier that day. A few minutes later, both vehicles pulled into Victoria's driveway. The clock read 6:49 p.m., almost 7. It had been a long day. Between church, Logan's ordination, the celebration dinner, and the unexpected tension at Sadia's house, both of them knew they needed to prepare for work the next morning. After entering the house, Victoria set down her purse and glanced at the time. "We can hang out for a little while," she said, "but we're both responsible adults, so we won't get too comfortable." Logan laughed. "I was thinking maybe 8 o'clock." "Good answer," she said. Victoria handed him the television remote. "Make yourself at home. I'm going to wash up and change clothes. When I come back out, I'll bring dessert." With that, she disappeared down the hallway. About 20 minutes later, Victoria returned wearing a flowing leopard house dress. The first thing she noticed was Logan. The second thing she noticed was the television. It was still off. The remote sat exactly where she had left it. Victoria stopped and stared at him. "You mean to tell me you've been sitting here in silence this whole time?" Logan looked up and smiled. "Pretty much." Victoria shook her head and laughed softly before walking farther into the room. "That's strange. Or peaceful." She looked at him for a moment. The smile on her face faded slightly. "Are you okay?" Logan sat up a little straighter. "Yeah, why?" Victoria folded her arms. "I don't know. You've been super quiet ever since we left Sonia's house." Logan nodded slowly. "I've been thinking." Victoria hesitated before asking the question that had been on her mind since they left. "Do you have any regrets about what happened? About what you said to her?" Logan answered without hesitation. "Absolutely not." The certainty in his voice surprised her. "None?" "None." Victoria remained silent, waiting for him to continue. Logan leaned forward, resting his forearms on his knees. "My only regret is that I had to watch you feel uncomfortable all day." Victoria looked at him. "What do you mean?" "From Sunday morning until Sunday night." He shook his head. "At church, during dinner, every time she approached me, every time she said something, every time she acted like you weren't standing there." Victoria lowered her eyes. She hadn't realized he had noticed as much as he did. Logan continued. "I saw it, Victoria." For a moment, neither of them spoke, and Logan looked directly at her. "And I owe you an apology." Victoria's eyebrows lifted. "For what?" "For not dealing with it sooner." His voice was calm but sincere. "There were things I dismissed because I didn't think they were important. I told myself she was just being friendly. I told myself it wasn't a big deal." He shook his head. "But once I saw how it affected you, I realized it was bigger than I wanted to admit." Victoria swallowed hard. The acknowledgement meant more to her than she expected. Logan continued, I want you to hear me clearly. She nodded. I never want you to feel like that again. His eyes never left hers. I never want you standing beside me, wondering where you belong. Victoria felt emotion rising in her chest. And I never want another woman to make you feel invisible while you're standing next to me. A small smile appeared on Victoria's face. Thank you, Logan nodded. No, thank you for being patient with me. The room grew quiet again. This time it wasn't uncomfortable. It felt safe. Victoria slowly sat down on the opposite end of the sofa and looked at him. Can I ask you something? Logan smiled. Depends. She laughed. No, seriously. Okay. Victoria took a deep breath. Where is this going? Logan's expression softened. Our conversation? No. She shook her head. Us. The question lingered between them. Victoria held his gaze. Logan, where is our relationship heading? For the first time all evening, Logan was the one searching for words, because he knew that question deserved more than a casual answer. Victoria, Logan said, I can't give you a full answer just yet. Victoria looked at him and said, I heard you very clearly today when you said to your pastor that I am the woman that your soul loves, and you can't give me an answer? Victoria, I cannot give you an answer just yet. Um, what happened to the dessert, Victoria? What do you mean? Logan looked at her firmly and said, I think it's time for dessert. Logan, Victoria said. Logan looked at Victoria and said, Victoria, I just can't give you an answer right now. And with that, she got up and went into the kitchen and said, okay, it's time to have dessert. There was a comfortable quietness between Logan and Victoria as they enjoyed the chocolate cake and fresh fruit Victoria had prepared. After a few moments, Victoria looked over at him and smiled. Logan, I just want you to know there's no pressure. I was simply curious, that's all. So you can take that worried look off of your face. Logan chuckled softly. Trust me, Victoria, this is not a worried look. She tilted her head. Then what is it? For a moment, Logan seemed to search for an answer before shaking his head. Victoria, please, can we change the subject? Victoria laughed. Lighten up, and held up her hands. Fine. The conversation drifted to lighter things, and before long they found themselves talking about how much had changed since they first met. Logan glanced around the house and smiled. You know, there's a lot of memories here already. Victoria looked surprised. Really? Yeah. In exactly 43 days, it'll be 1 year since I met you. Victoria sat up a little straighter. 43 days? You counted? Logan laughed. No, I didn't count. I just happened to remember the date. Victoria shook her head and smiled. Well, look at that, a whole year. As they continued eating, Logan remembered something. Speaking of time, I've got several new housing projects starting soon. A new builder awarded me the plumbing contracts for an entire development. It's a blessing, but it's going to keep me busy. Victoria nodded. So you're saying I'll be hearing from you more than I'll be seeing you? Pretty much, Logan replied with a grin. Then he snapped his finger. Oh, That reminds me, the church anniversary is coming up, and everyone's meeting at the beach for our annual church picnic. Would you mind joining us? I know you're not an official member yet, but Victoria laughed. Definitely not. Pastor already says I'm an insider now, so I guess I don't have much choice. They both laughed. Eventually, the evening came to an end. Victoria walked Logan to the door. As he turned to leave, he looked at her in a way she had never seen before. It wasn't dramatic or overwhelming, but there was something warm in his eyes that made her heart pause for just a second. She wasn't quite sure what it meant. Okay, Logan, she said softly. We'll talk. Hopefully, I'll get to see you soon. Oh, and Logan? Yes, he replied. I'm proud of you. Logan chuckled. You will see me soon. With that, he headed towards his vehicle. Victoria stood at the doorway for a moment before closing the door behind her, and for reasons she couldn't quite explain, she found herself smiling long after he was gone. Victoria knelt quietly on the soft rug in her bathroom, her Bible open before her as she bowed her head in prayer. The events of the day replayed in her mind one by one, and for each moment she found a reason to give God thanks. She thanked him for the opportunity to spend time with Logan and his church family. She was grateful for the warm welcome she received and for the peace she felt throughout the day. More than anything, she thanked God for allowing her to see another side of Logan's character. Through his actions, he had shown her that he knew how to treat her with respect, honor, and consideration. He had also shown her that he knew how to look out for her, making her feel valued and protected. With tears of gratitude gathering in her eyes, Victoria whispered her thanks to the Lord for his guidance, his provision, and his faithfulness. She prayed for wisdom, direction, and the patience to trust God's timing concerning every area of her life. After spending time in worship and prayer, she carefully closed her Bible and held it close to her chest for a moment. A sense of calm settled over her heart. The questions, worries, and uncertainties of the day no longer seemed heavy. Rising from the floor, Victoria turned off the bathroom light and made her way to bed. As she slipped beneath the covers, she smiled softly, thankful for all that God had done and hopeful for all that was still to come. Within minutes, she drifted peacefully to sleep. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, and share.